Mr. Mocky Back Road Ministry, the world premiere. Coming live and direct straight from the Dodge Ram Studios. Beautiful Wednesday. I'm one day ahead of myself. So I had to redo a video. Couldn't get it uploaded, so I wanted to redo this video. It's a video about the Russia collusion investigation and what I'm going to call the sphere of influence when it comes to this idea that you can get people to vote for certain people. So the big thing with this whole Russian collusion story is that it's this idea that the Russians, through the use of social media outlets like Facebook, I guess YouTube, but really, they're pinging on Zuckerberg, or I like to call him Fuckerberg, and them being able to influence voters or influence people to vote for Donald Trump and take votes away from Hillary. This is not the case. In America, like any other country, people vote for who they want to, and people vote based on a couple of things. But here, our biggest issue is that people vote based on how they feel, and that's always been a problem. We just came off the 44th president, which just happened to be African American, and a lot of Americans took that personally, and that's the reason why you can't get a woman president elected in America, because of the feelings, the divisiveness, and the out and out racism that still controls the country. We got so many races here, it's just ridiculous. It's the thing that really fuels America. And they hated the fact that they had an African-American president so much that they were willing to vote for one of the dumbest men that has ever been born on American ground, Donald Trump. I've been watching, I've known about Donald Trump since I was a little kid. And the only thing I knew Trump for was money, glitz, and glamour. But nothing about Trump says president. When you get Trump, you get All Street. And like I said in this campaign, you had a choice. You could vote for Hillary, which was all Wall Street, or you can vote for Trump, which is All Street. And that all is the 10% of the world, that 10% of the richest people that run the world, basically. And it's not just America. We get this idea that we're talking about this 10%, and this is just 10% of the people that's just in America. No, these are 10% of the people who run the world. And basically Donald Trump is their puppet. He is their stooge. Remember now, there's people who make the little money Donald Trump got look like nothing. The lady in Africa got more money than Donald Trump. So, he is their mouthpiece. He speaks for them. And he was able to use the true feelings of Americans to get in the office. The hatred, the divisiveness, the lack of education. I mean, there's still people in this country who believe that coal is coming back. You got people in West Virginia who think they're going to be digging coal for the rest of their life because they don't want to push their children to be educated. They have the nerve to say education is for liberals. That's like the dumbest thing I ever heard. So what about the Republicans that went to college? I'm like, this stupid stuff. But when you got a base of people that think like this is why we're in the situations that we're in today. And this is why we can't get out of certain situations, because of the mind state. And until we start thinking realistically as a whole, okay, who does this person represent? We'll keep making these type of mistakes in elections. The other stupid thing is vote for the lesser of two evils. Why are you voting for evil at all? Why are you voting for evil? You think Hillary's evil. You think Trump is evil. Why vote for either one of them? I wrote somebody in on my ballot. I didn't vote for either one of them. Neither one of them, in my opinion, was good for the country. Neither one. Now, some people might say, well, that's why Hillary lost. No, Hillary lost because she wasn't a good candidate. Hillary was positioned to lose. Hillary was positioned to lose. People knew that white American males, European American males, were not going to vote for Hillary Clinton. They're not. And they convinced their wives to do the same. And that's one of the big issues now. That's what the Me Too movement really is about. Trying to get women, and it's not African American women or Hispanic American women, it is European American women to start seeing men in a certain light so they would back a female candidate. And it's sad. It's sad because women have ruled countries for centuries. Women have ruled countries for centuries with the iron fist in some of these countries. Yet the European American woman feels that she can't be a leader because a man has pretty much conditioned her mind to think that way. You know what I'm saying? African American woman, she'll get up there and run. We had Shirley Chisholm trying to be the president. So, women have ran, but they never have support. So that's where this Me Too movement push is coming from. So politics is all about influence. Can the politician get you on board? Barack Otago got all the African Americans on board that came out and vote. Hillary didn't have enough people on board. Truth was, Bernie Sanders should have been a candidate. He could have whipped Trump, but they didn't want Bernie Sanders to beat Trump. They needed Trump in office for this period in time. In my opinion, Pence will be the president soon. This Me Too movement is going to crush Trump, and that's going to finish his presidency because we already got the stories coming out. The scripted stories are already in the making, and they got one that they're saving, but they're building up the intensity on it right now. And every time I look, they keep building up that intensity, and then when they're ready to drop it, they're going to drop it, and it's going to finish Trump. So the Me Too movement was designed to crush Trump, but that's going to bring in Pence. Pence is going to F up this country so bad that at the end of the day, you'll be willing to vote for anybody. So it's really kind of steering your vote. That's pretty much what they try to do. But as far as the Russians getting involved and going on Facebook, no. European Americans had already made up their mind that the African American had messed up the country, yada, 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 when the country was already pretty much being run the same way. In Kentucky and Pennsylvania and West Virginia, they had jobs since the Bush administration. Bush promised them the same thing. He didn't deliver. But in their mind, oh, well, it'll be better the next time. It ain't got better yet. They tell those folks the same lies, and they do the same thing. But these are very undereducated folks. Some of your most racist people in the world are some of the most uneducated people in the world. These folks think that Germans like them. Half of them aren't even German. If you're not German, you can't go to Germany talking about you're an Aryan. They don't even see you as a true, pure Aryan. So, very uneducated people who they thrive on. They need people like this. They need people who are not going to question. They need people who hate. They need these folks because these are the folks that can steer and influence the vote very, very stupidly. And that's what they did. The truth was, it was more stupid people in this election who voted for Trump than it was logical thinking people who voted the other way. And that was the bottom line. Mr. Motley, Back Road Ministry. Stay up, stay aware, stay alert.